Right now, a woman is in the hospital after a Jeep flipped in front of a fan bar. The reason Richmond police believe the driver lost control.
Plus, counterfeit $100 bills are being passed around Ashland. The way police say you can spot a fake.
And Richmond school leaders want to hear from you. What should the new name be for the only city school currently named after a Confederate general? 12 News Today starts now.
On your side, this is NBC 12 News Today.
Well, good Wednesday morning to you, right at 6 o'clock here, and it's a little foggy as you head out. We want you to be careful.
Absolutely, but know that this is not going to last all day long. In fact, it's going to develop into a very nice day, Andrew.
Yeah, we end up looking pretty good, but right now we do have that fog. We're 400 feet up above Midlothian Turnpike. We can see the fog down below and blue sky up above, and normally at this time we'd be showing you Sky 12. And so we're doing the next best thing here and showing you there's our broadcast tower, again, shooting up above the fog. But we're looking out there. It is kind of a dreary start for a lot of us, but Sky 12 grounded this morning. We have to have a certain level of visibility, and we don't have it out there this morning. So watch out for that fog as you're out and about this morning. I don't think it's, it's not all over the place. There are a lot of folks that it just looks fine out there, but there is some thick fog. It's 54 in the Richmond Metro, 100% relative humidity, visibility down below a quarter mile, so there is some thick fog out there. Those three lines, 6, 7 in the morning, indicative of fog, and we show that on the weather app as well. So be careful, some thick fog. It is not everywhere, but numbers in the low 50s now, climbing into the upper 50s at 8. Afternoon looks awesome. Upper 70s, low humidity, lots of sun, no trouble for the commute home.
There it goes. Right now, West Main Street at Stafford Avenue, and the fan is back open. Richmond police shut down part of the roadway around 2 this morning after a suspected drunk driver flipped a Jeep. Officers tell us a woman who was the passenger is now getting treated at the hospital. As for the driver, he is expected to be okay, but he's facing DUI charges. For more on the roads, I want to get straight over to Candace in the First Alert Traffic Center. Morning, Candace.
Good morning, Sarah. We've been following an accident working I-95 northbound at mile marker 80. It was on the shoulder. No travel lanes were actually blocked in the area, and it's since cleared. So no residual delays, clean and green, whether you're heading north or southbound here along I-95. We are still seeing some slowdowns there, though, along Hermitage, so just be careful in that area. Northbound 95, Crater Road to the Downtown Expressway, you'll have a little foggy commute for you, but we're still on time, 21 minutes from Crater Road to the Downtown Expressway. Sarah.
Okay, thank you, Candace. We're also checking with Dominion Energy this morning. It looks like power's been restored in eastern Henrico, but there are about 2,000 outages in neighborhoods between Darbytown and Newmarket roads around 2:30 this morning. No word yet on what caused the overnight outages, but the good news here, shouldn't be a problem this morning. The lights are back on.
Well, breaking overnight in Richmond, police are investigating after a man was shot several times in the city's north side.
Allison Norlian's in the First Alert Center. Let's get straight to her. Allison.
Police need your help finding the suspect. This is where the shooting happened. Police responded to Old Brook Road near Azalea just after 11 o'clock last night. When they got there, they found a man who'd been shot several times. He was seriously injured and rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Right now, police don't know who shot the victim or why. So as we tell you with these stories, if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 780-1000. Eric and Sarah.
All right, thanks very much. Well, this evening in Richmond, school leaders want to hear your feedback on renaming the only city school named after a Confederate general.
What should it be? Alex Whitler joins us live outside Jeb Stuart Elementary with how you can weigh in. Good morning, Alex.
Yeah, good morning, Sarah. The school board is making it a point to hear the public's input on all of this. They're basically having 3 meetings this month, the first one being today, to discuss this potential name change. Now, the public can comment on the potential change tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. at 3101 Fendel Ave. And that's right here at Jeb Stuart. And some background for you, the school is a predominantly African-American school, and both the mayor and school superintendent Cameras have said they're in favor of stripping the elementary school of its Confederate name. This comes 1 month after Hanover decided to keep the names of its Confederate schools, and Petersburg decided to change its 3 Confederate named schools in February. So if you can't attend tonight's meeting, don't worry, there are 2 others, as we've mentioned. One of them is next Saturday, and the other one It's actually on a Tuesday, the 22nd. So, of course, we'll have all that information on our website. I've also posted it on my Facebook page. That's Alex Whitler, NBC 12. We're on your side and live in Richmond. Alex Whitler, NBC 12 News.
Good information, Alex. Thank you very much. Chesterfield police are in the middle of a death investigation after someone called police saying they found a body in the woods. Officers were out for a few hours last night on Sherman Road, which is a neighborhood near the Belmont Road Chippenham exit. Police are now working to determine how long the body was out there, but we're told investigators don't believe foul play was involved. Look for updates on the NBC 12 News app. This morning, we have a 12 on your side alert for folks in Ashland. We want you to be aware of fake $100 bills that are being passed around town. The police department says these counterfeit bills have pink markings on them, and investigators are working to figure out who is trying to spend the fake Benjamin Franklins. But if you see the bills or you see someone shopping with the fake cash, please call police immediately and keep your eyes peeled for this.
Yeah, you don't want to fall for that. All right, we're now getting a better idea of what is coming to the old U-Crop shopping center in Carytown. Carytown Exchange developers want to add several shops, a Publix and a 2-story parking deck. A lot of people excited about that part. The team behind the $40 million development project answered questions at an open house yesterday. The crowd of about 180 people was a mixed bag. Some were anxious, some excited, some skeptical. Developers say this will feel very much like Carytown and not like Short Pump or Northern Virginia.
Our first goal was, let's look at Carytown. What makes it so special, and try to build on that. And a lot of that is the pedestrian nature, the smaller buildings, the emphasis on different colors, and just being unique.
Another concern was what was going to happen to Richmond favorite Carytown Burgers and Fries. The owner says Carytown Burgers will still be on Cary Street. It's just going to be at another location. You can still get those burgers, Eric.
I'm sure a lot of people are relieved by that. Well, strap on your helmets and join thousands of students, teachers, parents, and police officers in National Bike to School Day. Several local schools are participating in the event that encourages communities to come together for a safe ride to school. We know Chesterfield police are serving breakfast and then riding with kids at Harrogate Elementary School later this morning. Last year, more than 3,000 schools nationwide participated.
Love to see that. A lot of healthy kids. Okay, look at this video trending now. Watch the moment. Do you see it there? The truck hits the tree. It's a plume of pollen exploding. This is a viral video online. A New Jersey man wanted to show just how problematic the pollen is this time of year, so he drove that backhoe into the tree. Pretty good demonstration here. It shows us just how serious this pollen can be, these seasonal storms we get. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, allergic reactions to pollen from trees, grasses, and weeds affects more than 6 million kids and 20 million adults nationwide. With pollen like that, they probably don't need to be told. They're probably feeling it.
Yeah, that's nasty stuff. that's the stuff. We had that covering everything around here like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, the deck was covered.
Yeah, no, it's
yellow.
moving north. So is it cleaned off? Did you get a chance to clean it off yet?
Andrew, don't put me in. Don't put me on the spot. There's a lot going on.
There are a lot
I'm going
of
to get
us.
to it.
Yeah, there are a lot of us who are sort of waiting, right? We don't want to clean until it's done. I think you can go do it. A lot of folks are saying, hey, should I do it or should I wait? I think you're done. The yellow explosion, we sent it up to New Jersey so you can get out, you can take care of it, do some cleaning. As now we're going to move on to grass pollen season. Isn't that exciting? All right, 9 out of 10 on the comfort index. I think aside from the fact that there's fog out there this morning, it will be a gorgeous weather day. I mean, a really good looking midday and afternoon. It's just that now it's really thick out there. Some of that fog is dense. Now we have our one of our engineers just comes in from Powhatan every morning. Said it was totally fine. I'm looking at cameras in the west end of Henrico, totally fine. East end of Henrico in the city down to Chesterfield, there's some thick fog. So please be ready and prepared for the fact that there's some thick fog out there. The chance of outside recess at 100%. I'm not concerned at all that we're going to have any trouble outside having a little fun or working today. It's just that early morning fog. Mostly sunny. We go to 79 for today's high temperature. Hey, tomorrow, first alert weather day, the area of green includes us, is a marginal risk, low end risk that we could see some strong to severe storms. We'll help you plan for tomorrow's first alert weather day coming up in just a few minutes. Back over to Sarah and Eric.
We always appreciate the warning. Thank you, Andrew. Let's get back to Alice in Orleans, though, in the First Alert Center.
Yeah, she tells us the Coast Guard is working to rescue a whale trapped in fishing gear.
Yeah, this is happening on the West Coast, and crews have been trying to help the young whale since yesterday afternoon. Now they're just waiting for daylight to get back on the water. I'll have more on this rescue effort after the break.
And it unfortunately happens to a lot of people. Headaches after just a few sips of wine. Up next, the reason a Virginia woman thinks she has found a cure. A lot of people will be grateful for that, Candace.
Yes, Sarah. So we're following a new accident working here along I-95 involving a tractor trailer. The tractor trailer here on the shoulder, but if you look closely, you can kind of make out a vehicle there in the median. We'll talk about this coming up in just a few. In the meantime, we've got Super Screen 12 with live weather and traffic to get you through the break. All right, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. The time now 6:12, and we're starting with this accident working I-95 northbound at mile marker 84. So that's right as you're heading out towards 295. It's involving a tractor trailer, which we can see here on the right shoulder. But we also have another vehicle, what appears to be here in the median. You can kind of make it out there. We've got crews on scene, VDOT on scene, partially blocking that left lane, but definitely not impacting your commute at all. You can see hardly any cars on the road and definitely no slowdown. So northbound 95, just be mindful of them working in this area. This is right near that split, like I said, towards 295 here. Still clean and green. We have that left lane taken out for now, right at mile marker 84. Andrew?
All right, good morning to you, Candace. We've got great technology. We've got cool toys, and this is a really cool thing that right above our studio on Midlothian Turnpike in the city of Richmond, we have a broadcast tower. Sends our signal out all over the place. But we have a camera 400 feet up. And above 400 feet, we can see the sun rising in the east. Now, there is a bunch of fog sitting down below. It's not the world's thickest fog, but it's a really cool picture. Because if you walk out the back door here, you're underneath a cloud bank and fog, but you go up the tower and you get this gorgeous shot. Now, that sun is going to go to work. It is going to do its best to clear that fog and that low cloud cover out of here in time for mid-morning. Should have a great weather day today, aside from the fog. Then tomorrow, it's a first alert weather day. These are days when we want you to have elevated understanding, be extra alert, and be prepared for what's potentially to come. Now, it's a marginal risk. That doesn't mean it's the world's worst storm day ever, but we'll get some scattered afternoon thunderstorms. The peak time, we think, could be about 4 or 5 o'clock. So right around the late afternoon, early evening, could be some thunderstorms, and potentially you'd look at hail or wind, and that could produce some damage. So it's something we'll be watching. You know, right now, Tappahannock, Chesterfield, the airport's reporting less than a quarter-mile visibility, an eighth of a mile out of the airport. Western Henrico, Hanover, you're doing okay. Out to Powhatan. This is the Stewart School in the West End. That's blue sky, no fog there. That fog bank has not made it all the way to the west side of Henrico County, where numbers there are in the upper 40s. So today's forecast at 79 degrees starts out with fog, that's those three lines, and then works its way up into the mid to upper 70s this afternoon with lots of sun. The humidity creeps up a little bit tonight. For tomorrow, the hour-by-hour forecast features that cold front with a potential severe thunderstorm mixed in. Here's 4 o'clock. You see some showers and storms, not a huge line of them. So there will be some areas that miss out entirely tomorrow, but it's a first alert weather day. We've got extra coverage and extra precautions that we want you to take. We want you to be ready. The weather app's your friend tomorrow. 86, mid-80s on Friday. Friday's going to be gorgeous weather day. Low humidity. Weekend gets humid again. 90 Saturday, 90 on Mother's Day. Could be some thunderstorms late in the day on Sunday. Sarah and Eric, over to you.
Okay, we'll keep checking back on the timing of that. Thank you, Andrew. Well, right now, the U.S. Coast Guard is still trying to free a young gray whale. It's stuck in some fishing gear.
Allison Norleon is tracking the rescue effort in our First Alert Center this morning.
Rescue efforts are expected to resume once the sun rises this morning. I want to show you some images of the rescue from yesterday. This whale was found entangled in fishing lines more than 15 miles off the Washington coast. A research team and folks with the Entanglement Response Network responded to help free the whale. They say it's a young gray whale, and the team had to stop their efforts at dusk last night for safety reasons, but they placed a tracker on the whale so they'd be able to find him easily this morning to continue their efforts of freeing the animal. Sarah.
Okay, thank you, Allison. This morning, Henrico police have a problem on their hands. The department is missing an unmarked vehicle. Here's what we know. Someone stole an unmarked Ford Mustang sometime after midnight on Sunday. This is where it happened on the map. The Mustang was parked along Woodman Road near Jesse Chavis Drive. Investigators say there were no weapons in the vehicle. They still want to hear from you. If you know something, they'd like to find that car.
Hopefully they get it back soon. Well, every second counted as a rescue team worked to free a kitten after it fell 43 feet down a well. For an hour, rescuers used a looped rope to ease the 5-week-old kitten to safety and then to a vet. It's not clear how close to death the kitty was, but it now has a future.
I think if it took us another hour, I don't think we would have made it. He was already, when we already had him out, he he was failing, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, we took him all the way, you know, we made it so far, and he's gonna crash now.
A rescue group flew all the way from Los Angeles to South Carolina to save the kitten. Later today, the kitten, who has now been named Jessie, will fly back to the West Coast with the team to start a new life.
Well, looks like a spry little guy now that he's out of the pipe. Glad he's okay.
Yeah, he used one of those 9 lives, it looks like.
I guess so. Well, we have some great news for those of you who tend to get a headache after you drink a glass of wine. A Virginia woman says she has found the cure. Jennifer Corcoran created a liquid that you drop into your wine. It's called Drop It. The Cape Charles woman says it reduces the compounds that may be causing your headaches. It took her 2 years of hard work to come up with the right formula.
Finally found something where I was drinking a glass of wine and I wasn't getting the headache, and it didn't affect the flavor. So I said, this must be it. This must be it.
You can hear her joy there. Drop It targets 2 preservatives found in wine. Corcoran said she just needed a couple drops, and that does the trick for her. If this is something you're interested in, you can check it out, read a little bit more at dropitwine.com.
And hopefully it'll do the trick for some others as well. Congratulations to all the young men and women who are now only days away from college graduation. It's such a special time of your life.
It is fun for the whole family, and because of that, we know all these colleges and universities across the Commonwealth holding ceremonies. It's going to get a little busy. Could mean some major traffic jams with everyone coming to see the big moment. So up next, Candace is going to help you with parking and what to know to get around graduation.
And remember the Army soldier who went viral? Yeah, look at that face. After a plane delay forced him to watch his daughter's birth on FaceTime. Well, still ahead, the reason both he and his wife are now saying it was a blessing in disguise.
Love that smile. Okay, 6:19, let's get a live look outside this morning, see how things are looking. You still see this fog we're contending with. We want you to be a little careful as you're heading into work or wherever you may be going this morning. Let's skip here to Super Screen 12. You can see that fog on our map there on the right. That's a live radar there with the weather. And right below that, the drive time forecast. We're back in just a few minutes.
6:22 and good morning. That is a beautiful sunrise. We're not all seeing it though, because that sun's not rising over the horizon in the east. It's coming up over a bank of thick cloud cover and fog that's sitting low atop central Virginia. And we're looking to the east from 400 feet up, and that's what we see. Underneath it, it's foggy, but it's not everywhere. I do want to stress it's kind of a narrow band of fog as we go to the west end of Henrico County on the JES WeatherNet computers. It's in the upper 40s at the Stewart School, and that's blue sky. So the fog has not made it to everybody. It's kind of a narrow band. So after that fog is out of here, this is a great looking weather day. The rest of the weather brought to you by Call Federal. This is Macy, and look at those beautiful spring flowers in there. Macy's got the right idea. I think shorts and short sleeves are okay. You do need a jacket on the way in this morning, but you kind of dress for a day that's a little bit warmer than yesterday. Starting in the mid 50s, mid to upper 50s along the bay, and then out west where you don't have the low cloud cover, temperatures are in the 40s for a lot of us. But I think by about 10 in the morning, the low clouds and fog lift. It still may be kind of cloudy along the bay at 10 in the morning. We've had that sort of thing going on for the past few days. But inland, in the Richmond Metro, we go up to 77 with sun at 3 in the afternoon and 76 at 7. Just a gorgeous weather day after the fog. This cold front comes in late tomorrow, produces a few showers and storms. They could be strong to severe. Tomorrow is a first alert weather day for a thunderstorm chance. We'll get into that in a bit. Here's Candace.
All right, Andrew, live look here with a little bit of that fog. This is 64 west across the Shaco Valley Bridge. You can actually make out the bridge here. That's not the problem. Looks like the fog is here, kind of what Andrew would sometimes maybe call river fog here. It's off of the bridge, but we are seeing some fog I-95 near Bells Road. I'm also seeing it near Belvedere. So mainly in Richmond, but heading out towards Chesterfield, we're seeing in that area as well. We are following an accident working I-95 northbound. This is right near the split to 295 at exit 84. It's not too foggy in this area, but this crash involving a tractor trailer. So we'll take a closer look with the live VDOT camera of this crash coming up in about 5 minutes. Eric.
All right, thanks very much. Well, it's the photo that took the internet by storm, while also reminding us about the incredible sacrifices made by our brave men and women who serve the country.
Oh, it just warmed your heart when you saw it. Remember earlier this week, we had this soldier, there's the face. He watched his daughter's birth on FaceTime. His flight was delayed. Well, look at this. Now Specialist Brooks Lindsay and his wife Haley are saying it was all a blessing in disguise. In fact, if he'd been on the flight, apparently Specialist Lindsay would have been stuck in the air. He would have missed the whole thing. I'm just distracted reading this because the best picture of all is him with that sweet baby in his arms.
It was a blessing in disguise that I actually got to see it firsthand, on FaceTime. So that was pretty awesome. And I mean, we got a pretty awesome story to tell her about her birth.
Well, Millie Lindsay made her debut into the world with a full head of hair last Friday. She got to spend 4 days with Daddy before he had to return to Fort Bliss in New Mexico. Specialist Lindsay is preparing for a tour in Kuwait. Beautiful family.
Absolutely. All best wishes for the Lindsay family, and thank you, sir, for your service. Well, just as we started to hope things were getting better in Hawaii, we're now learning about more evacuations.
It's like they can't catch a break here. An entire community has been forced to flee. Officials now warning about possibly dangerous gases. Coming up, what families are now facing on the island.
And right now, Virginia State Police are asking all of us to keep an eye out for this missing elderly man. Next at 6:30, the area he was last spotted in and the tips that will hopefully lead to a safe return.
And 6:26 now, let's get live outside again. Take a look at this fog. This is from our sky cam. Looking at Midlothian Turnpike, you can actually see through the fog in this picture a little bit. A few of you out there on the roads, but it is out there, so be careful as you start your day. You can see the visibility we're watching there on Super Screen 12 and a look from another one of our cameras there at just how this fog is impacting your morning.
What's Trending is sponsored by Hadid Mercer Rug Cleaning. If you stand on it, we stand behind it.
A normal day can go horribly wrong in an instant. When you're seriously injured in an accident, the attorneys of Imrock and Kilduff will fight for the settlement you deserve. Call Imrock and Kilduff. One call, that's all.
This is the new standard. The new standard isn't boxed in. The new standard welcomes the neighborhood